Fred VanVleet. This guy this season is killing it for this Toronto Raptors team that is in a developmental phase and still in a somewhat winning phase as well. The Toronto Raptors have really relied a lot on Fred VanVleet this season, and he definitely has delivered. Just alone in this month of January, he's averaging 26.7 points per game, 6.3 assists, 4.3 rebounds, and guess what? He's shooting at a very efficient rate, and he also leads the league in minutes played at 38 minutes per game this season. Not only that, but Fred VanVleet has really just shown that he's been able to take this Raptors team into a great direction after the departure of Kyle Lowry. If you remember, Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry, Kyle Lowry was Fred VanVleet's mentor, and he really put him under his wing. And look at what he's doing now. He's basically a replica of what Kyle Lowry was for the Toronto Raptors. Looking at his stats for the season in general, though, he's averaging 22 points per game. He's averaging 1.7 steals, 6.7 assists, 5 rebounds, basically, if you round it up. He's shooting 86% from the free throw line, and he's shooting from the field in general 43%, and he shoots 40% as well from 3. Overall, some very, very great statistics from Fred VanVleet. But what makes Fred VanVleet so amazing as a player is that not only is he an amazing offensive player, this guy, he shoots a lot of threes, especially from deep. He's able to hit them at a very consistent rate this season, especially. And he's also a really great mid-range player. They can find him really good at open shots in the mid-range as well. And he's actually really good at attacking the rim. And when you go on the defensive side of the basketball court, this is where Fred VanVleet really stands out. For a guy who's 6'1", this guy is a very, very great defender. And he's able to be a two-way player, which makes him so great on this Raptors team. And well, he delivers every single night on a consistent rate. Many guys, they sacrifice a part of their game to shine. Some guys, they rely more on their offensive game and they kind of slack off on the defensive end. But no, not Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet gives it his all on every single end of the basketball court. And that says a lot for him. I think we all knew that Fred VanVleet was going to eventually take a big leap up. I mean, if you've seen his stats over the years, this guy's numbers they've been growing. And last year he was averaging just around 20 points per game. But now this season he's having his final little breakout season, and he's putting up big numbers across the charts. And when I look at Fred VanVleet, I see a guy that, he's come a long way in his basketball career. This guy was in the G League at one point. He really worked his way up into being a great caliber player on this Toronto Raptors team and this franchise. They've really built him up into a really solid player all around. When you look at his impact this season alone for his team, the Raptors outscored teams by 5.6 points per 100 possessions when Fred VanVleet's on the court. And really, why? It's simply because of his all-around style of play. He's a great playmaker. This guy, he gets his teammates involved. He's able to read defenders off of pick and rolls and find teammates for really great opportunities and great interior passing. But from watching Fred VanVleet from over these years, this guy, he's also been known for being a very clutch player. I can remember back in the series when the Raptors, they were one of the best teams in the league. When they had DeMar DeRozan still on their team, they were playing against the Cavaliers, and Fred VanVleet was literally their last hope to count on. And they put him in the game to make a scoring play. And that, that's really one big thing about Fred VanVleet. Of course, they didn't win the game, but still, he's always been a very clutch performer. And, he was coming off the bench, making great plays for his teammates, getting great scoring opportunities, and coming out and playing in those big lineups for those Raptors teams. They really needed him in those moments. And now Fred VanVleet is running this Raptors offense. This guy went from, being a six-man off the bench type player to now really being the Raptors' primary number one option for this team. Better than Pascal Siakam, better than everybody on this team. Fred VanVleet is now that guy on this Raptors team. And well, he will definitely make an all-star team this season. If he doesn't get into the starting lineup, he will definitely be a reserve in my opinion, because well, he's taking on that role of being this guy now for the Toronto Raptors. Yes, you can say, well, the Raptors, their record really isn't the best, but a lot of that has to do too because a lot of guys were hurt, and now a lot of their guys are back, and they're back in their winning ways again. The future for this Raptors team is really bright with their young core of guys who they do have right now on this team. And Fred Vanvleet, at the age of 27, yes, he is getting older and he is in the midst of his prime, but he's definitely still going to be part of this team's development and growth throughout these next few years. Very, very similar to Kyle Lowry and what he was doing in his time for the Toronto Raptors. He also grew and developed his game on this Raptors team, and the Raptors made a star out of Kyle Lowry. And now, well, for Fred Vanvleet, the same thing is happening to him right now, especially as we speak. Vanvleet this season alone is playing better than a majority of players in the Eastern Conference, which is very, very impressive to really think and say. And well, his story overall is really the thing that is the most inspirational about him and his journey in the NBA. So now Fred VanVleet is that guy for the Raptors, but his story is very inspiring because, well, we all know he came from the G League. Him and Pascal Siakam, they have a lot of guys who come through the G League who've grown into really great basketball players, and Fred VanVleet is just another example. He was taken under the wing by Kyle Lowry, and guess what? They won an NBA championship, all of them together. And now, you know, Kyle Lowry has passed on the torch to Fred VanVleet to be the leader and that guy for the Toronto Raptors team. And guess what? Fred VanVleet has delivered. Despite some of the Raptors' struggles this season, they're still a 500 team at this moment as we speak. And a lot to do with that is Fred VanVleet. He's made a huge impact overall on this Raptors team. He went from a guy coming off the bench to a great starter to now being the head of the offense, the captain of this team, the guy who they rely on each and every night to make a great play for them. He's doing it all for this team. And, well, they have a great future ahead of them with the young players and their development system. I mean, think about it. Kyle Lowry grew under their development system. DeMar DeRozan, you know, and he's doing his thing now in the Bulls. He did grow under their development system and in San Antonio as well. Pascal Siakam grew under their development system. Norman Powell, who's on the Trailblazers now, has definitely grown under their developmental system. OG Anunoby is another great example. They've developed many great players on this Raptors team, and now, well, we're just seeing that, and we're seeing it again in Fred VanVleet. He's definitely going to be an all-star this season, and, well, now, really, there's not much I can say because, well, his game and what he's showing on the court is all speaking for itself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos each and every single week. Have a great day. Peace.